Hello, Suyaning, Koforidua, Kasua, Achimota, Takoradi, Takwa Tamale, or wherever you are watching us from in Ghana. I hope you're ready for the crucial Group E AFCON qualifier for 2024 AFCON between Ghana and the Central African Republic tomorrow at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Yeah, of course, all things are almost ready right now. Just waiting for the match day. So this is our exclusive preview to that game, wherever you're watching us from. Also across the globe, we welcome you. My name is Oluwafemi Ashalu. James Agberibi is here, and today, of course, we'll be breaking things down nicely regarding news coming from the camp of the Black Stars. James, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Shane.
Okay, all right. So, like I said, let's quickly give you some heads up regarding that game. Of course, the match commissioner will be Nigeria Football Federation Secretary General Dr. Muhammad Sanusi, and the referee is a PhD holder from Kenya. Of course, yeah, he is from Kenya. He holds a PhD in pure mathematics and works at the university in Nairobi. So there wouldn't be any issue, hopefully, tomorrow. Okay, let's talk about issues, other issues in the camp of the Black Stars. Of course, unfortunately, Joseph Paintey will not be part of that game because he's pulled out due to injury. So that has added to the list of casualties for Chris Otin. Remember, no Thomas Partey, no Daniel Mate, of course, also no Mama Salisu. And the list is endless. But let's get started, James. Let's talk about Chris Otin. He's been reacting to the criticism that he's faced. He's faced criticism from Ghanaians, even from members of the GFA. But he said these criticisms do not really get to him. But the undertone in the interview, you would know that the guy is not really happy with the kind of lack of support, so to say, from the GFA officials. He said, this is normal. This is something that I've found since I've been here. This is something I have found since I've been here. Let's underline that. He said, and whenever I'm going to games, people and supporters will come up to me and tell me what they think. James, isn't this going to be some form of distraction, discouragement going into this game? Though, of course, like Putin, like so many of us know what is at stake, but isn't it going to be some form of distraction or discouragement, so to say?
Femi, I think this comes with the game. Criticism, praises, you just have to live with it. The good thing is he has been part of this team, so he has seen everything. He knows the temperament of Ghanaians, and it's not a new thing to him. He's in the hot seat now. He also what Otuado 2 went through. He will be sweating on his head. It will be you see sweat all over his body. You know, because he knows the kind of job he took then. So I think Hilton is not new to it. He saw everything from close range. So he is feeling the heat too. But I think he's a very experienced coach, somebody who handled the Premier League teams in the past. So I think he has seen it all. So I think this should even kind of serve as a motivation for him to make sure the team go out there to do well. He has not done badly. He has not lost any game. The game that he was supposed to win, he won them. The one that you're supposed to, at least get a draw. He was able to do that. So
I know that draws and one win.
Yeah, the draws were at tricky grounds, which he was able to. The team were able to come out with something, you know. So I mean, he is part of the team. He knows the in and out. He knows the criticism. I know, just like what he said, he has been hearing a lot, you know. So the most important thing is for him to keep focused. The goal is to get the ticket to the AFCON. I mean, it will be unheard of if the Black Stars fail to qualify for the AFCON. It's going to be a very big disaster, honestly, because they are playing against the Central African Republic, which you expect the Black Stars to win. But, you know, it's going to be a tricky tie. The Central African Republic, they are going to come all out. The good thing is the Black Stars, a win or a draw is enough for them. You know, so for me, it shouldn't allow that to distract. Like I said, he's an experienced coach. He has seen the worst. He has heard the worst. And so let's just hope that he will not allow that to get to him, get to the players, because like I said, they cannot afford not to qualify for next year's AFCON.
Okay, let's talk about the Ayew, because, of course, its inclusion is still generating a lot of debate, controversy, so to say, in Ghana. And the countryman on go, of course, is turned supporter of the Black Stars. And, of course, John Paintey, former Black Stars, have said that everyone should respect Putin's decision to include the Ayew in that list. But again, Luton himself has been speaking regarding that. He said he knows what the Ayew brings to the team, and what anyone think doesn't uh, concern him. James, let's look at it objectively now going into this game. Dede Ayew, since he was released by Nottingham Forest last season, hasn't played a competitive game. Would you, in this game now, would you expect Dede Ayew to play a major part in this game, or do you think he should play maybe a substitute role, or do you think he should play a major part, considering the fact that at this moment, we have to say the truth, it will be match rusty, match fitness will be far from him?
Yeah, I think it was a mistake. I don't know. The coach had his reasons why he decided to invite Dede Ayew, but for somebody who has not played since the start of this season, I mean, to me, he has no. Maybe the coach just invited him because of his experience. He wants your experienced player to be part of the bench so that you kind of motivate. I remember when he missed the second leg between Nigeria and Ghana in Abuja, but he was part of the team, so he was trying to encourage his teammates, and his presence did a lot for them. So maybe that's the reason why the coach decided to invite him. But in terms of playing, I don't think he will feature because someone who has not played for a very long time. I mean,
remember in Abuja in the playoff, he was suspended, yes. So he was just in the stand.
I know, yes, I know, yeah. But yes, his presence there too. You saw that he was part. He came, he made sure that he was helping his teammates where he felt he can assist. In this case now, I mean, for inviting him means whoever you invite goes to show that that person has a role to play. But for someone who has not played for some time, I mean, you begin to imagine what contribution is going. Maybe, like I said, it's off the pitch. That's why the coach invited him, because one of the top players, one of the experienced guys, So, but I mean, in this crucial game, you need everybody invited. They have a role to play. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that at the end of the day, the Black Stars may not need him on the pitch, but he can support the team, give them encouragement from the bench. So I just hope this, because it's like a lot of distraction is coming in now. You just talk about the coach and the criticism. Now the Ayew Zone 2 has come up. Maybe the next one now is from the GFC, or everything is just coming up, So I don't think they need that now. They just have to focus on this game. Like I tell you, it's going to be a disaster if the Black Stars fail to qualify for the AFCON. I'm telling you, the players are there now. We also saw what they did at the last World Cup. They showed glimpse of what they can do. Before the World Cup, we talked about the goalkeeping issue. That has been resolved. Lawrence Atizigi is one of the best goalkeepers around now for the Black Stars, and I think that's has been sorted out.
James, one of the things that the Black Stars have struggled with in the qualifiers is scoring. Even Central African Republic have scored 8 goals, though they've conceded 5. The Black Stars have scored 6, conceded 2. Now we have about 7 strikers that Chris Hughton has invited for this game, and they have 16 goals and 9 assists between them so far this season. Do you think lack of goals, lack of ability to score goals should be some form of worry for Chris Hughton going into this game? Perhaps we can't foretell. If the Central African Republic scored first and the Black Stars need to get back into the game, do you think that should be some form of worry, or Chris Hughton should look for a way in order to get goals in this game?
Femi, we've talked a lot about the Black Stars and the striking issue. Gone are the days when they had the Asamoah Gyan. So that once he's there, you are guaranteed of goals. But recently, you see them struggle 1 goal, 2 goals. So this game, the good thing is a draw will still be enough for them. But just like what you said, if they go behind, do they have that strikers who will come and bail them out? That's the issue now. So I think he has his work cut out. They should try as much as possible not to concede first, because you never can tell what Central African Republic will bring to the table. Maybe when they nick that goal now and they will seal it up. And the Black Stars is a team that they just, if you check out the qualifiers, they've been scoring 1 goal, 1-1. So it goes to show that they are not a high scoring side. So imagine a team that's not a high scoring side, they concede first and they need to score 2 goals. Okay, so for me, I think hopefully they'll qualify for the AFCON. So that is one area the coach must look at. He must do everything possible. You have to get friendly games to try out players, because you can't afford to go to the AFCON and be relying on just scoring 1 goal. And you need to score goals to win tournaments. Something. Then you look at the next phase, because inviting 7 strikers, it goes to show that he knows where the team has issues. The goalkeeping area is okay. The defense, the midfield, but that attack, I remember I told you that the Black Stars, they are not known for prolific goal scorers. Apart from Gian, I don't think they even before Gian emerged. Who can you pinpoint as that player who strikers in the park? But they are not the type who will give you 20 something goals, 30 something goals. So for me, let them just take care of this first. They're able to know what and
James,
what to do to improve the area in the team.
Okay. What do you think, lastly now, what do you think the Black Stars should be wary of about Central African Republic? Of course, we saw what they did to Nigeria during the qualifiers for the last World Cup. What do you think, or which area do you think the Black Stars should be wary of with this Central African Republic team?
You said it's they've scored a lot of goals, which means they have potent strike force. So I mean, they don't need Susia to tell them that this team can score goals. So the defense must be top notch. Because one thing I feel about this kind of team, when they score, they know what is at stake. If they get ahead of you, for me, it's going to be a very big problem. They are ready to defend with their lives. They know that
they need Lagos.
Exactly. So this kind of team. Remember what they did to Spike, just like what you said. So the Blacks have to be wary. They just have to be wary. They have to be very careful. But when these teams score first, they are ready to, even if they score in the first minute, they're ready to defend it to the last. So they just have to be very, very wary of this team. You'll be surprised that this team, they might just overnight become a Real Madrid or a Barcelona all of a sudden.
Back the boss.
Because exactly, so they might just become so good. They'll just now start like thinking you are playing against Barcelona or Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. So the Black Stars just have to be this team. Just like what you said, they can score goals. So if you give them the opportunity, they will score. So they just have to be Black Stars. They just have to be careful. I know that it's going to be a pressure game, but I believe they have what it takes to scale this order.
Okay, so I'll put you on the spot, James. Now, what is your prediction for this game? I'm predicting 2-0 for Ghana. What's your prediction?
Because the Black Stars, they hardly score goals, and let's just say 2-1 in favor of the Black Stars.
Okay, I'm predicting 2-1
because the nature of the game. They will definitely come out because they need to win. The Black Stars, they win or draw, but I go for 2-1 in favor of Black Stars.
Okay, so what are you giving me if my prediction comes right?
Let this come right first.
Okay, thank you so much, James Agrebi, for coming on the show today. Thank you so
very
much.
For
So we wish the Black Stars all the best as they take on the Central African Republic, because they are one of the powerhouses in football in Africa, and of course they just have to be there. It's going to be disastrous if the Black Stars do not qualify, particularly for Chris Hughton, because if the Black Stars fail, I do not see him taking charge of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Kado Gundare couldn't be here today, but on Friday we'll be together to do the preview of the Super Eagles versus Central Sao Tome and Principe game. Of course, that's just a dead rubber game, but we'll look at Cameroon's preparation for their own crucial game against Burundi. That'll be coming up Tuesday next week. So the Black Stars, we want you to shine once again and let all of us see you flying in the sky. I remain Ashalolu Afemi. Thank you so much. We also have to thank our producer for always putting this together for us. And to all our supporters across the group, we appreciate you so much for always sticking with Nigeria's Papa and Sora. We'll see you all on Friday. Bye for now.